everybody, my name is Emma Herscher. My chosen topic is how emergent media affects mental health in adolescence. I chose this topic because I'm a psychology major and I'm also someone who's personally experienced negative effects to my mental health from social media. I'm very interested in finding ways to decrease the rise of mental illness in adolescents that is caused by the media they consume. Social media is an extremely large part of modern adolescents' lives, and over 45% of adolescents report consuming online media almost constantly. Despite consuming it for many hours of the day, only 31% of adolescents believe that social media has a mostly positive impact on their life. That means the other nearly 70% of adolescents believe that social media has a less than positive or negative impact on their lives and health. Mental illness is already a massive issue among adolescents, with over 40% of adolescents reporting diagnoses, not just symptoms, of anxiety or depression. This number is even higher when we study just young women. Psychologists estimate that the lifelong presence of mental illness is reported to be nearly 50% in adolescents, which is drastically higher than other age groups. For reference, other age groups experience lifelong mental illnesses at about 20 to 30% less than adolescents are right now, which is a very big jump. When we ask ourselves why these young boys and girls are experiencing mental health issues so much more than the previous generations, we find a lot of these answers in the social media they consume. Many researchers have found in studies that time spent on social media platforms directly correlates to anxiety or depression in this group. Teens and tweens who spend a significantly longer time on social media per day are between 2.2 to 2.6 times more likely to develop disordered eating and body images than those who spend less time consuming social media. The reason disordered relationships with food, bodies, and our just general mental health, along with the increase in mental illnesses, is linked to social media is because of the content that is targeted towards this age group. Media content on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, all of the platforms that kids these days are using is flooded with unrealistic body images that were photoshopped, filtered, were taken by a professional camera and with angles and lighting that isn't realistic, and a lot of them were even obtained by plastic surgery. These bodies are not always natural and often do not look like that in real life. However, young minds do not think about all the ways in which these bodies are not real and instead compare their still own developing bodies to them. This is the cause of rising eating disorders, bad relationships with food and diets, and body issues in adolescents, especially adolescent girls. Depression and anxiety is a major issue in young people right now, and they're experiencing it at record-breaking rates compared to the previous generation. Many psychologists have linked this to the disruption in circadian rhythms that screens and consuming content late at night actually causes. A lack of proper sleep at appropriate hours has always been linked to anxiety, depression, and other mental illnesses for years, but social media use has worsened it by far. Most teens report using their phones to browse media content very late at night, even if they know it's disrupting their sleep. There's also a very large issue with cyberbullying and negativity on social media, which is proven to increase depression and anxiety by a lot. 1 in 6 teenagers have experienced a form of abusive behavior online. That could include name-calling, rumors, receiving unsolicited explicit pictures, having their own explicit pictures spread without their consent, and even physical threats. This is such an issue that 90% of teens believe online harassment is a problem for people their age, and 63% identify it as a major problem. Cyberbullying is a serious concern among parents and psychologists, since it has been linked to suicidal thoughts and attempts at much higher rates than face-to-face bullying is. Fortunately, there are some solutions we can use to attempt to decrease the negative impacts on teens' mental health from social media. For younger adolescents, it can be simple as parents monitoring their internet usage and activity and making sure they're not getting caught up in negativity and harmful content in the first place. People can set themselves time limits for social media and make sure they get just as much time outdoors and engaging with physical friends and physical activities than they do online. Since social media content is tailored to each specific person based on who they follow and the content they interact with, it's easy to change what they view, so it's only positive. Unfollowing negative sources on social media and engaging with only positive content to change your personal algorithm to stop showing you the things that are harmful is a very easy way to improve your experience consuming media. Social media, while it does affect adolescent mental health drastically, it can be improved to be a healthy space for communication using these solutions and decrease the rise of mental illnesses in adolescents.